Hey Trailblazers, welcome to my channel, and I'm really glad that we've been giving you really content that helps you to grow and walk more in your purpose and just what God has really created you to be. And today I'm really excited because I'm joined by someone who is literally my sister, and I met her at New Life Covenant Church where we're having an Esther's class, and I can safely say that she is an Esther. And her name is Naome Shyline, and she's actually going to be sharing about life mapping. I've spoken to her about this, and my life has been changed, like literally taken a different direction where I'm living more intentionally and just living according to my life plan. And I hope that you really find this helpful. So today she's literally taking over the channel, and let us give her a warm welcome. Welcome, Naome. I'm really excited to have you here today.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, Consolata. I'm so honored to be here, and thank you for letting me take over your channel. I'm excited to be here. Thank you. Hello Trailblazers. I hope you are all doing great. So today I'm here to talk about life mapping, which falls under self-development. This is something that I'm very passionate about, to help people discover their purpose and to actually turn their dreams into reality by putting your plans, your dreams, your desires, hopes on paper, because most of the times it's all in the head. And we're hoping and wishing and praying that another day things will change miraculously. Of course, I do believe in miracles. It's not that I don't, but you need to be very detailed about what it is that you want in your life. So first of all, we're going to start by defining what life mapping is. So basically, life mapping is a visual and written outline of your life in terms of where you want to go, what you envision. I'll start defining what life mapping is. So this is basically a visual or written outline of your life in terms of what you desire, what you hope for, and what the life that you envision. So let me give you an example. Let's say that if you're in Harare and then you want to go to Bulawayo. You know, when you used to grow up, we used to have like these physical maps, not that they have in these days, maps, like the app maps. We used to actually have like the physical maps where you take your map and then you would look up, okay, how many kilometers are there to get from Harare to Bulawayo? And then that would determine the amount of fuel that you need and how long that's going to take you to go from Harare to Bulawayo. So it determined like a lot of things, just like when you're using a map. So this is the same for your life. You have to be in charge of your life and create this map for you to say, this is the vision that I have for my life. And then you have to really be detailed about it. So why should you map your life? So first of all, it helps you to stay focused. So let's say if you say, I want to be an athlete. If I've written down the vision on paper, that means it will determine how many times I'm going to exercise, what I'm going to eat, and stuff like that. So life mapping helps you to stay focused. So this is a written document, or we can call it strategic life planning. This is a document where you've written down every life aspect in detail in terms of the vision. And then the second thing is that it helps you determine your investment in terms of time and money, where you're going to spend your time, who you're going to spend your time with. Because if you want to achieve a lot in life, you're not just going to be wasting your life anyhow and waking up doing the things that are not feeding into your future. And then the other thing, it also helps you determine the type of people you keep in your life. That's your relationships and the places that you go. If you know that you want to be a millionaire maybe in 5 years' time, that means you have to be attending seminars on business, personal development, So it's really important for each and every person to actually write down their plan in detail. And another thing as well, it models a guaranteed desired future, because it's like you're having an architectural plan. You know, when you want to build a house, if you have an architectural plan for a hut, you're not going to have a two-story building. What you put on paper is what you're actually going to get at the end of the day. The second thing we're going to talk about, which is most important, is how to map your life. First is obviously everyone imagines the life that they want, daydream about the lives they want, and then hope and pray about the life they want. That's the first stage. Dreams are not for sale, people. Every person in their lives, at some point, everyone thinks, this is where I am in my life, I wish I could be there. We all dream. But most of us stay in the dreaming, daydreaming. And that's good. To dream is good. You have to dream big. But you have to move on from the dreamland and do something, which is stage number 2. So stage 2 is strategic life mapping. This is where you get your pen and your paper, not just the paper. Let's get us a book, a nice book, decent book. I'm sure we can afford that, because this has to do with our future. You can actually start writing in your laptop, but I would say first get a notebook and a pen. There's something about writing on paper, or maybe it's just me. The reason why you have to put it on paper, there's a verse that I love in the Bible, in the book of Habakkuk, that says, write the vision down and make it plain upon the tables of stone, so that the person who reads it may be able to run. So you are writing this so that you're actually able to implement the things that will make sure the future that you're desiring becomes a reality. And it also encourages you when you're feeling down, demotivated, and confused. You go back to that book, or you go back to that document to say, this is what I said I want for my life, and this is where I'm going. And then when you go back to that book or that document, you will feel encouraged, and it will also help, screen the opportunities that come your way, because you look at them and say, this is where I want to go. Would this opportunity actually fit into where I want to go? So that you don't waste your time and energy doing the things you're actually not supposed to be doing. The third thing is that when you're finished writing the document, which would take you, quite a long time. It's not a document that you say, okay, within 2 weeks, I'm done. For me, it has taken me 5 years. It doesn't have to take you that long, but when I started it, I had so much confusion. Yeah. So you constantly are editing it, and some of the things you think you want in life, over the years, with maturity, they become clear that, they're not as important anymore. And some of the things that you've written down, they stay the same, and you actually realize, okay, this is actually where I am, and I really want this. So I would say maybe give yourself 6 months so that you don't prolong it unnecessarily. So give yourself 6 months to say, I'm going to start writing my strategic life plan or life map, and I'll get it done. That will really help you. And when you are done, the third thing is that you have to now get into action. And by that I mean change your habits so that they actually relate to where you want to go. You have to now start, doing the things that you have actually written in your strategic life plan. Because there's no point you've been dreaming and then now you wrote it down and then you just, leave that document lying somewhere else. You actually now have to go out there or every day start working towards the things that you're wishing and hoping for in your life, and then you actually start seeing results and ticking things off the list, which is very exciting and keeps you motivated. Now let's get into the most important part, which is where I just basically get to explain to you how you go about writing the strategic life plan, or the life map as we're calling it. So of course you've gotten your pen and a nice decent notebook. The first thing what should be included, I'll just run through, and hopefully one day after this COVID is gone, Hopefully we'll be able to do an event with Consolata. Do you agree?
Yes, I do.
Where we get to like interact in person, and we actually show you this document in detail and actually help you how you can do it, and we get to chat so that after that event you go home ready to smash the world. So yes, so what has to be included is an executive summary. That's not even complicated. It's just basically a summary about who you are, you explaining you to you. You get it?
That sounds
right.
classy.
Yes. And then you have to you also have to include your principles, the things that you will never do in your life.
No.
For example, like kill somebody for money. You have to write that down. It's important. You also have to include your core values. For me, my core values are like excellence, love, respect, just to name a few. So 5 to 10 maximum. I think if they're more than 10, then they're not core values anymore. So then when we get into the different aspects of your life, you have to include there are 2 main categories, which is personal and then relational. Under personal, there has to be educational / intellectual, academic. Then there's to be physical, financial, spiritual, emotional. Then under relational, marriage, if you want to need to be married. And then your extended family, friendship, and also children. Format has to include the objective. So let's say under health and physical, you have to include the objective and the what, the how, the why, and when. Time is very important when you're writing down your plans, because it can always, end up being something that you do in the future. But when you put time, you hold yourself accountable. So let's say you want to lose weight from being a size 14 to a size 8. You actually have to write, okay, within 6 months. That's a definite, plan. But when you just leave it without the time, there's something that you can always say, oh, okay, I'll do it in the future, I'll do it next year. And there's something about writing, something down and actually putting time, because you feel guilty when you go back and you haven't done that. Let me give you an example when it comes to just one area in my life where from my life plan, so that it makes sense. So I would talk about the health and physical. The health and physical. So my objective is to live in divine health, to be fit and maintain a healthy lifestyle, and have a youthful figure.
Okay.
That's the objective, because that is my kingdom, right? And then the goal. How am I going to achieve that vision of my physical and health? Objective is to be wealthy. The goal is to be wealthy in health, to live at least about 100 years, being fit, not old, not using the cane, we're not doing that. And to be whole physically, and to maintain a stunning size 10 figure. I want to maintain size 10 throughout my life, except of course when I'm like pregnant. And how am I going to be doing that? I will hire a personal fitness trainer to make sure that I achieve the goals. So the how is very important. And so obviously my how, it will be different from your how. So you have to, doesn't mean now I can afford a personal trainer. But at the moment, it's just like I do home workouts, but that's the ultimate goal. I would want to have a personal trainer. And follow a fitness program and routine, follow a healthy eating plan. So the health depends. They can be 20, 15, depending with your objectives and your goals. So why do I want to achieve what I want to achieve? I want to live my life, with energy to do whatever I want to do. Because imagine you having bigger dreams, but you're actually not fit, and to actually have the energy that has to match up the work ethic that's required for your dreams. That will be challenging. So another reason is to fully experience all phases of life. Imagine married and then you have kids, kids require energy, you guys. They require you to be fit. I have got nieces at home and they're not even my children. I'm not with them like 24/7. But the energy they take from me is a lot. So you really need to have, energy to keep up with them. And imagine if you want to like do activities with them, go out with your family, and then you're not fit, and you just you end up like just sitting on the chair because you actually you're not fit. And this is something that you could have just prevented by exercising. I want to have a sexy appeal for the husband.
Jesus!
I've written that. Yes,
hallelujah, says the church. So I understand that one of the areas that I or the rest of us need to plan or have a life map on is the financial aspect of
Yes.
our lives.
Mhm.
So how have you in your own life actually implemented this map, and what has been your why, and how have you actually pursued and followed through your goal till you achieved it, and what was the goal?
Okay.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the financial, like I love money. Who doesn't? I want to live an opulent life, and I'm not waiting for a rich husband. Though I want someone I'm going to be rich with, I'm not waiting, for someone to come and rescue me. Building a life that I want and to live an opulent life where I'm financially independent. I'm able to support my needs, my wants, desires, and all the things that I want. And I also want to be able to support the church that's very close to my heart. I want to be kingdom financier in terms of supporting, and not only the church that I go to, but other churches that I really am drawn to their vision and the work that they actually do. So the goal, at first when I started writing this life plan was, it's always been like, oh, I want to be a millionaire. Until then, I actually began to understand that I'm actually limiting myself when I'm saying I want to be, a millionaire, because I was like, okay, when I reach a million, then then what? But it's not really about reaching a certain figure. But now I say that I want to be financially independent. I want to be wealthy, and that's vast. I could be a billionaire, a transgenerational wealth owner. So that's now transcending just beyond me into my family and leaving a legacy as well. And one of the things I've done that is obviously it's not really work. I've never been that person who was drawn to like 9 to 5 in terms of making sure that I have the money. And it's not like I'm rich yet, but yeah, we're getting there. We are getting there. That could be you, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I understand I'm a creative person, so I've looked in terms of, okay, as a creative person, what is it I could do, what skills or interests and passions that actually turn into, that would actually bring me money. I'm a wedding planner, I write, and I love to cook. You could find me doing a lot of creative things. So some of those things, they earn me. Some of them I do them for fun, but some they generate money, like the wedding planning. So yeah, and I tithe as well. I tithe. That's another thing because I need my finances secure, and the greatest insurance is paying your insurance to God. Hopefully in future you'll be having me as your life coach or your life strategist. I prefer that. That's fancy. I'm all about the fancy.
Absolutely. We will definitely have you again on this channel.
Oh, thank you.
And obviously you're like the rich aunt, so I'm sure even when we are bigger and more out there, you'll still be coming over to this channel and more projects and all of that. So I really want to thank you so much for coming. So just so that people know I was actually here, I just intended to give this girl like yes.
Yes, so thank you so much for giving us your time.
Absolutely.
We want you to be successful as we are also becoming successful and richer. There is enough wealth for everybody to go around. There's something that I've actually realized now that, growing up, I used to believe, or the community or in the world, it's almost as if some people should be rich and should have a middle class and then the upper class. But we all can be rich. I'm sure there's enough wealth and treasure to go around for all of us. So see you at the top. See you at the top. So thank you so much for your time. And thank you, Consolata, for having me. This was exciting, and hopefully we get her to take over her channel. Soon to be trailblazer with Consolata and Naome.
She's very passionate about this channel. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. I really hope that you have been enriched and your lives
They
will
have
never.
been enriched.
They say exactly. Please drop in the comment section what really resonated with you the most, and
click like, notification button, and follow her on all her social media platforms, because you don't want to miss Trailblazing with Consolata.
Absolutely.
We love you.
Thank you so much. Bye.